Cheers, everybody. Welcome to the first episode of Whiskey and Gaming, where I drink whiskey and talk about games, because why the hell not? I don't know if it's because I have entered my last year, my 30s, and I am cresting that hill on the downward slope, but I've been extremely nostalgic as of late, reminiscing about a lot from the past, especially when it comes to the hobby of gaming that I have. Honestly, since my earliest memories, I remember doing and loving. This hobby has come so far in my 39 years on this planet. One of my earliest memories is of my parents bringing the NES home that we had, my first console, our first console, and it came with Mario, the Duck Hunt game, and they had the Olympic trackpad thing where nobody ran on it. You just jumped on it with your hands. Like I said, I've been really just going back and thinking and talking to people about what they remembered from the 90s, what really stuck out, what isn't the same anymore with gaming, because it's changed. It, for better or for worse. The gaming industry is in a great place. Obviously, people are losing their jobs. That's not great. But the quality of games we're getting is fantastic. I mean, look at last year. Look at the games we got last year. It was just, we were eating good. But man, like, there was something magical about growing up in the 90s when these game developers were hitting their stride, when they were figuring out what a good game could be. And we were able to grow up with this and evolve with the hobby. And so I put together this list that you guys can see on the screen of things that I just remember from back in the day that are not the same. Much like my body's not the same. The military has killed my body. but gaming has changed, and I want to just reminisce a little bit about these things. I'd love to hear from y'all about each of these things too as we go through these, because there are some great memories here, and I know you all have some great ones too. So let's jump right into the first one. That's renting games. Now, renting games was a treat in my household. Friday after school, we come home, like, Mom, Dad, can we go to Blockbuster, please? Let's go. We want to go rent a game for the weekend. And they take us sometimes, not all the time, but the anticipation of driving to the store, me and my brother will be sitting in the back seat, like, oh, let's go after this game. No, this game if it's there. This game if it's there. Oh, this one just came out. It looked cool last time we were at the store. Let's go get this one. And we have a plan. You're usually like A, B, C by the time we get to the store. And you get there and you run to the game section and you're looking at the shelf. They have all the cases for the games laid out. Cases. And the games that are available would be behind like the main case. And so you're looking through, oh man, there's nothing. Mario 3 is out. Mario 3. Oh, there's one left over there. Awesome. Or you get there, you're like, oh shit, dude, like all the games are gone. Let's go to plan B. Then you start looking and plan B is gone. Plan C is gone. Well, now we're out of plans. What are we gonna do? You start judging games by their cover back then. That's what we did. We didn't have the internet. We didn't have reviews. Yeah, we did in maybe in Gaming Magazine. We had a little idea of what was coming out, but we didn't always have gaming magazines in our household, and they were biased back then. Especially you buy a Nintendo Power magazine, it's gonna be all pro Nintendo stuff. We were a Genesis household, so Genesis does what Nintendo don't, right? But those are the moments when you pick a game out and you can really strike gold. Like, oh man, this game looks sweet. What is Mega Man? Never heard of it. Let's grab this one. Oh, this game is amazing. We were fans. There's how many more Mega Mans? Let's just keep getting them and playing them and getting our asses kicked in them. But they're fantastic games. They're so much fun to play. Or you strike out and you get Ghostbusters. We all played Ghostbusters growing up. We all loved the cartoon growing up. We all loved the fucking movie coming up. But the game was horrible. Come on, we know the game was shit. I think we even owned Ghostbusters 2, and I remember that game being terrible too. But there's just something about renting games and spending your entire weekend playing through them. That was just, I know I used the word earlier. It was magical. There was just something great about it. Oh, I even remember too going to Blockbuster, seeing the game you want. It's not there. You run up to the cashier. Oh, cashier, like, did anybody return this game? Is it there? Did anybody bring Batman back? Is it there? Oh, actually, yeah. Somebody just turned it in. Score. Take it home, and that's your whole weekend. You sit there and you play those games all weekend, trying not to get in trouble so your parents take you away from it or ground you from it because you and your brother are fighting over who wants to play what or who gets to play next. But yeah, there's just, we don't get that anymore. It's everything is available to us, and that's not a bad thing because you had that game for the weekend and that was your game. And sometimes you end up loving this game and you beg your parents for a copy of it. Yes or no? No. Guess what you're renting for the next 3 or 4 times you go to the store. I do miss the joys of renting games. I wish I could take my daughters to the store and rent a game. Instead now they're like, hey, we saw this cool game, can you get it for us? Yeah, sure. Not the same. It's not the same. They'll never know that thrill. And I'm a little sad. I'm sad about that. What we got next? This is a good one. We got couch co-op. Couch co-op. This one might be the one that really hits home for me more than any others on this list. I have so many fantastic and fond memories of playing with my brother, playing with friends. Hell, even my parents sometimes, I could talk them into a game. I remember one time with Ninja Turtles 2 in the NES, I begged my dad to play with me, and I pissed him off because I was scoring higher than him, and I was not very humble about it. So I pointed out. I was like, "Oh, I'm kicking your ass," and he stopped playing with me. so don't do that to your parents if you play with your parents. But man, I like couch co-op is not a thing anymore. I mean, most of us are adults, and we don't just have friends over to play video games. I mean, some people do, and it's fantastic. A lot of us, adulting is hard because there's so much stuff going on in the day with kids, with work. It doesn't always work out. That's why couch co-op has such a special place in my heart, especially when I look back to my best friend Josh growing up. I met him in 4th grade, and we learned instantly that we had very similar tastes in games. He'd come over to my house on the weekends. I'd go to his on the weekends. When 64 dropped and we got GoldenEye, man, I cannot explain how many hours we dumped into that game. We would stay up all night playing. We had 4-person co-op going. Not co-op, 4-person versus going. Getting pissed off at each other for screen looking. Somebody's fucking playing his odd job and it's bullshit because he's so short you shoot right over his head, or people are walking around crouching and you shoot right over them. Good times. And I'm gonna eventually evolve, probably until the early 2000s here a little bit as I talk about this. After GoldenEye, our next big one was Halo. I think we were freshmen or sophomore when Halo came out. And I think I got it for Chris. I got an Xbox for Christmas, and then I went and bought Halo with my Christmas money. And Josh came over, and we stayed up all night playing through the campaign. Like, most of you probably played Halo. You start off against the Covenant. Things are going great, and then what is this though? Is it the Flood? Like, there's these little zombie bug spore creatures coming at us. Good times, man. Like, such good times. And then we started learning, other people are playing this game. Let's play against them. Let's start doing LAN parties. So we started having people over, connecting multiple Xboxes together. I remember one dude, me and Josh worked at Sonic together. There was this dude, David, and he was talking all kinds of shit at work. Oh, I'm the best sniper you've ever seen on Halo. Like, oh, dude, he's like, I can take both of you guys on. Like, no way. So we went over to his house one day, and he wrecked us, man. He was he was no scoping us and from across the map, and it was just, it was nasty. Beginning into like the early 2000s and stuff with the LAN party. Halo 2. When Halo 2 came out, our friend group had grown exponentially, and we go to my buddy Chris's house, and we would hook up 3 or 4 different Xboxes. We'd have our Ethernet cables running through the houses. We're yelling, talking shit to each other, screaming. Luckily, his mom was sweet about it. It didn't get too mad about us yelling at each other down the hallway, cussing at each other. God, those were good times. And today's gaming, it's all about online gaming, and it doesn't have the same feel. It's not the same intimacy as sitting there playing with your friends, or just the sleepovers, man. The bonding you would get with these guys or your girlfriends, whatever. It's not the same. And even my kids, like looking at the way they play games today, they sit there on FaceTime or they're talking. I guess they're trying to mimic it, but it'll never be the same. Next, let's go talk about the limited amount of games. What I mean about this is most of us, I mean all of us, we were kids back then, for the most part, assuming the same demographic as me is watching this. But we didn't have money. We had birthday money and stuff, but we got a game once every 4, 5, 6 months if our parents could afford it. Special holiday, Christmas, birthday, whatever. So when you got a game, that was your game to own. You never got, like today, you have so many games at your fingertips. My girls, my Xbox right behind me. I have Game Pass on there. I have PlayStation Plus. I have Steam. These girls, my girls can download any freaking game they want in moments, and they can be playing it. When we grew up, we got one game for months. Outside of going to rent a game, we got a game for months. And sometimes that game sucked. Sometimes the games were really bad, but those games that we got that were bad, I think they have a special place in all of our hearts. As in, hey, that game was mine. That game, we had so many. Toxic Crusaders, I think Xenomorphs was one. The Friday the 13th game for the Nintendo. There was a ton of them. The X-Men game for the Genesis, which we couldn't get past at all. There was a lot of hard, crappy games out there, but we didn't care. That's what we had. If we got a hard, crappy game, we'd play it till we got good at it, or got so mad at it that we got grounded from it. That's the only thing. I mean, I never broke controllers back then, but my brother and I yelled at each other. There was one time we were playing a game. I threw a computer chair at him and put a hole in the wall. My mom likes to tell the story a lot. We tried covering it up and did not go well. And it's a common theme, but such great memories. Next, let's go into the playground rumors. You know what I'm talking about. Hold on. Playground rumors. I'm talking about you go to school, all your friends are playing the same game. Whether it's Zelda, that's Ocarina of Time, however you want to say it. How many heard the rumor about the Triforce? Or God, I think that's how I learned how to get all my hearts too. Like there were more hearts I was missing. I think another one, Pokemon, mashing the A button, increase your chances to catch a ball. Lara Croft. How many of y'all had a crush on Lara Croft in your teens? Guess what? There was no code to make her triangle boobies appear. They were just triangle boobies and a green shirt. But that was like, I loved going to school. I loved talking to my friends about games, about what you did, how you beat a certain section. If you got stuck in a section, like, dude, how did you beat this? I heard you beat it. Oh, you gotta do this, this, and this. Oh shit, I didn't know that. I didn't think of it. And now it's all internet. It's all Reddit. It's all IGN, walkthroughs, whatever. There was just something fun about going to school and talking to your friends about all these games you were playing together. Yeah, again, I miss it. We're reminiscing here. I miss it. All right, next, strategy guides and gaming mags. I think this one will be pretty quick. Because again, going back to the last thing, playground rumors, they kind of tie in together. Internet today has taken on, like, you get stuck on a puzzle, you get stuck on a boss, you pulling up Google, like, how do I beat this asshole? How do I beat this shit? And Google's like, oh, hey, it's right here. Or here's a stupid video with a super long introduction. And like, dude, just show me how to beat the fucking boss. That's all I want to know. Strategy guys, though, like Ocarina of Time. There's another one. That game, there's some, like, Final Fantasy VII. There's so much stuff in that game you would never know if you didn't have that strategy guide. I mean, we didn't have the internet back then. We couldn't look stuff up. We couldn't. I mean, rumors only got us so far. As Laura Croft told us, not all the rumors were true. So these gaming mags, these strategy guys, they helped us along the way. And the gaming mags, too. We didn't have video game preview videos or review videos. We had these gaming magazines that are usually biased, telling us what games are good, what games are bad, what games are coming out. That's what we had to judge stuff off of. We didn't have, that was our research. So we didn't have much else other than that. And then finally, I want to touch on arcades. When I was growing up, we had a arcade here in San Antonio where my parents would rent it out. I think we did it for a couple of my birthdays. We'd rent it out and the guy would unlock all the machines and give us unlimited playing time on these machines. So you just go and press a button, there's your quarter. Press a button, there's your quarter. That's the only way I ever got far into The Simpsons. I ever beat level 2, right? Because that game was fucking impossible. Like a lot, like those arcade games, they just want you to keep sticking quarters in. That's what they're made for. But yeah, I mean, arcade, like, there's something too about arcade. It's like going in and you just walk past a game and you see some kid just wailing on it, like going off. You're like, damn, this guy's awesome. And you sit there and you watch them in awe. And let's talk about, somebody pointed out too to me today at work, like the glow in the dark carpet everybody all had with the black lights, or you're playing skee ball, or you're playing air hockey. I know we have arcades still here and there, barcades. They're not the same. People aren't really going for high scores. They aren't putting the time in to learn them. Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. That was my introduction to fighting games, going there. I got destroyed by, I suck at fighting games, but get destroyed by people playing these games, and it was a blast. We all love going to arcades. I remember we'd go to a theater here, the Embassy, and they had a Ninja Turtles 2 cabinet sitting there every time we went, before or after the movie. Mom, can I get a quarter? Mom, can I get a quarter? I want to go play this game. If you have some memories like to share, please drop them in the comments below. I want to hear if there's something I didn't touch on. When you think back about the 90s, what do you think of? What's the first thing that pops in your head? Drop it below. I want to know. Because these are my things. These are the things I think about when I think about growing up with gaming. Growing up in the 90s. I can't wait to see how gaming is growing for the next however long I'm alive. Hopefully I got a while. I mean, I'm not even 40 yet. Hopefully I have a while. But I can't wait to see how we evolve and continue to evolve. I know my parents used to say, oh, you're going to regret how many games you played growing up. You're going to wish you were outside more. No, I don't. I have all these consoles behind. I got a PS5 back there. I got a Switch in there. I got a Series X in there. I got a gaming rig sitting here. I'm pretty happy. I'm good. And this hobby is one that I will love and cherish until the day I die. And I can't wait to make more memories. Thank you all for joining tonight. Cheers. And again, drop your memories below. I can't wait to see what things you guys remember, what things you cherish from your past. See y'all next time.